Okay, so El Presidente is the brand new show on Amazon based on the 2015 FIFA corruption scandal. And I'm delighted to say that creator of the show, Armando Bó, is with us on the line. Armando, great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm pretty well. I'm here really motivated about launching the show. We are launching it in 200 countries, in the world. And I'm fourth generation of filmmaker. And my grandfather used to go cinema by cinema selling, a movie. And in a way, it's pretty amazing what's happening in the world, how the boundaries are kind of blurred and suddenly people reading subtitles and in a way we are experiencing something really interesting about the show and the moment that we are living in this pandemic in a way, that people need to see things and it's really exciting.
For sure. It is really interesting. A couple of the things that you mentioned there. First of all, it has completely transformed how you're promoting something. But it's interesting that you mentioned subtitles as well. It was something I planned on asking you about. It seems that the world is far more ready to consume foreign film when it comes to the likes of the UK and Ireland, when it comes to the United States. Why do you think that is?
Well, I guess that is part of the world that it's getting together, as we are together in a pandemic, we are together with the internet. And these connections are, when a virus, it goes everywhere. And in a way, I guess that content too, and this connection, hyperconnectivity that we have, which is terrible in one side, but for me as a storyteller and a creator of films and TV, in a way, it makes everything less bureaucratic, and if something is well told and it has quality, why to open it? And I guess that people is ready to see it, and we are experiencing big changes in the world. If Koreans are winning Oscars and Mexicans or Argentinians, which is, it's really weird that those things could happen, and I think that is part of this world, that we are living. And I guess that, and also content and film is becoming part of our day life, like and more now than ever in this pandemic, you need to eat, you try to work, but then you want to see something because if not, you kill yourself.
It's true. The big winner in all of this, Armando, is the audience. We get a far bigger palette of potential things to consume from all around the world. El Presidente, let's talk about this. This is magnificent. It's not what I expected, to be honest. I didn't do much reading about the show before I started watching it, and immediately you realize it is hilarious. It turns out that football administrators are possibly some of the most unintentionally funny people in the world. How easy was it for you, or how difficult was it for you to transform that into a very funny on-screen product?
It was part of a process, like, of course, when the producers came with the idea of making this show, I was looking for something like this, I was looking for a international, popular theme, since I was born, I learned about trying to find themes, things to talk about. And I was always more into the world of the art house movies, but I was looking for a story to tell, that it was less intimate and personal and a little bit bigger production and a bigger theme to can talk to everywhere in the world. So in a way, when I found this story and I started to doing some research, I started realizing that the FIFA, it's a non-profit association, Okay. Right. And then you find out that the CONMEBOL, it has diplomatic immunity, It's like, so many, I started appearing, the money that I used to manage and how they were managing and everything, that there was a big research, but also this is a theme that it was everywhere too, it was in every newspaper, in every TV show, the FIFA gate. So how to not to talk about just about one more corruption scandal, and how to play a little bit with this theme in a creative way, and I felt like this is one of the cases that the reality is bigger than fiction, and I needed to put the tone very up, to put it really in a crazier tone, because in a way, crazier or more creative or more hilarious or parody, because the real scenes of the real case, they were hilarious. So the story was needing or asking me to tell it in this way, because this old man managing this kind of world of business, and this kind of anti-hero Hadwe, that it was, the president of little club that suddenly is the biggest, this insect suddenly explodes the huge FIFA, you know, everything was really absurd. And so I mean, it was a big decision. And also I need to say that I had a lot of support from the producers because, I mean, they were not expecting this. And as you said, you know, they were just expecting the corruption scandal. So for me, it was like a big, opportunity. And I was really supported by Amazon and Aumol because it was risky. And I guess that always taking risky payoff, you know. It could not, because I need to say that it was dangerous. But well, here we are talking about something that also you are taking the mask from a corruption scandal, but also you can have fun, you know. And I think it's really important that, you know, in this moment more.
Why do you think football was so ripe for corruption, or is so ripe for corruption?
I guess it's really, I mean, I'm a big football fan, but also it's a really light thing, you know, like the football is just 22 people running behind the ball. I mean, it's like, when you analyze it a little bit, it's really dumb. So I guess that it's really good to entertain, you know, and it's great. I mean, for me, watching a Champions League match is the best. But also, when I'm sad about my match, my team losing, it's like, what the f is going on? Why I'm sad? I don't know them personally. I don't care. You know, so if you question yourself, it's like, so it's a great form of entertaining. It's a great form of making groups believing in something, like a church in a way, no? Like, it's like, when you analyze it, it's like, these are groups of people that believe in something that is not real. So I guess that it's a really good thing to entertain and to make us feel, you know, part of something, you know, and it's great. And I feel part of something for sure. But in the other side, it's pretty amazing. I mean, how this sport evolved and how big it became as a business, you know, and it's, I guess that we are experiencing a little bit of how big it became soccer, but how small it became social health in a way, no? I mean, when you see what's going on with the virus, I mean, if every country or every company would be investing more in health than in sports, I mean, we will be more ready for what is going on, no? I mean, I guess I'm being ironic about, but being realistic to it.
Well, I get the irony in what you're trying to put across, but there is a truth in that. To achieve that irony, there is a truth in the fact that there was such an effort to get football back immediately as soon as it left our football pitches, like from the Bundesliga.
You need someone to talk about something. You know, it's good for people to forget about things, you know? I mean, because if not, they will start thinking about important things.
For sure. I think part of this as well over the last couple of decades is emblematic of how corruption was ripe in FIFA, or how it was ripe to be corrupt in FIFA. In your character, Sergio Hadwe, I should say, not even in your character, in the real character that is Hadwe, and how he's represented in this sort of growth of the small town football administrator who became a pretty big deal in his own country. I think that's a very interesting theme to explore, because not only was it the growth of an administrator around this time, it was the growth of a global game. And with that must have just come spectacular levels of ego from the administrators. And I wonder if that is the root of the problems that FIFA faced, that these guys got pretty big for their boots. They looked at the stars on the pitch and they saw themselves as stars as well.
Well, I mean, I guess that it's something that we talk in the show, you know, like Grondona was really, really low profile, you know. I need to say that he wasn't like a millionaire, you know, like you don't know his money, you know, it's not but he had so much power, you know. And for sure, I mean, I guess that there is ego for sure always, you know, but I guess that also there was a lot of improvisation, you know. This business, it was created with the minds thinking on how to sell things to the people, you know. It's the rules of marketing, you know. I mean, they sold the players that they are geniuses, and they sold us this new game in a big way. And again, it's not different of all other brands, you know. It's not different about how everything is on sale too in the world, you know. And I guess that it's part of this, you know. That's why, in a way, I think for me it's interesting to have fun, you know. These not well prepared people, not so smart, they are making tons of money, you know. And in a way, I need to say that again, I'm a fan of football. I love to see Messi. He's my idol, and I mean, it's one of the most important things for me to win the World Cup again, if I could. I hope. But in the other side, when you analyze it, it's hilarious what it happened, you know, and it's really absurd, and it's great, you know. For me, again, as a creator and as a filmmaker, it's great to tell a story that it's meaningful, but also it can be a little bit funny too, you know, and superficial in a way. You understand? Like, I think it's interesting, you know, all the combination of those things.
Without question. One of the last things I want to touch on, Armando, is just your background. For people who don't know, watching this at home, Armando created Birdman as well, was one of the co-writers on Birdman. If you told me this beforehand, that one of the co-writers of Birdman was taking on one of the best football stories in the world, I would have thought this is a really interesting creative difference. Was it different for you going from that as your biggest project today? So I don't want to say your last project, but certainly the one that people know you for, going from that to the FIFA scandal. How much of a change in the creative process was that?
For sure, for me, after Birdman, it wasn't easy to find interesting things, you know? Like, I mean, of course, you are offered many, many things and superheroes, and it wasn't that moment, you know? You spend so much energy and time and blood into a project that I really don't want it to throw that into whatever, you know? And again, sometimes I guess that yes, now that I'm doing this and it's a bigger thing, international, it's a great opportunity for me to grow. And in a way, of course, it's a decision, you know, to go to this side of the not so art house and a little bit more bigger production industrial. And that's why, you know, I open also a production company, you know, that it's called About Entertainment. And we are focusing creating great stories, great films, different, you know, like original, in a way, content, you know, in this moment that the world is needing.
It's a really interesting point, because we had the Irish director Lenny Abrahamson on with us a couple of weeks ago, and obviously Normal People has exploded all around the world, which is his latest TV show. Yeah. But he said that maybe 5-6 years ago, that would have been an art house piece, that is where it would be broadcast, that is where it would stay. Whereas now the world has a greater appreciation of art house, or has a greater appreciation, and the audience is a bit smarter, and maybe studios can actually appreciate that a little bit more, that the really high quality writing, the really high quality directing now has a mainstream audience. I'm not sure, do you agree with that?
Yeah, well, I guess that it's interesting for sure, you know, when you see that the Joker, you know, that is a really hard strong movie, you know, or you see Parasite winning the Oscars. Of course, I guess that it's really a big combination as a team, you know, like when you find somebody who's brave, you know, and in this case, I need to say that Amazon and Gaumont took a risk, you know, and when you take risk, I mean, in general, you can win, you know, like you can, or if you lose, but succeeding of taking a risk. But it's so sad when you see so much money and spend in things that they are not meaningful, you know, that they are not telling you something new, you know. It's like, wow, all this is not just a job for me, you know. It's something that it comes from a deeper place, you know, to tell stories and to do things that they mean. And again, it's something that when I look back, when I'm older, I would love to see something that is really interesting, different, you know, that they are not everything, they are not serial of many same things, you know. I would love to have a catalog of different type of films and tones, and I like to shift that. And again, it's, I guess that in a way, it's really interesting what's going on, for sure.
So you just said there that you got approached to do other superhero movies after Birdman?
I mean, it's always there, you know, like it's a dance of projects everywhere, you know, it's not just me. It's like there is a big industry and you have an aquatic movie and there is a Baywatch movie. I mean, dinosaurs and, you know, and in a way, I mean, of course, if there is something of a good story related to that, I mean, I would love to do it, you know. It's like they come to offer me the Joker, I would say, for sure, let's go. Of course. But if it's just a soap, boring superhero, you know, it's not something that I really want to be involved, you know.
Well, you've done a brilliant job with FIFA and with football. It's been a pleasure watching half of it, at least. I can't wait to see the rest of it. It is El Presidente. It is out right now on Amazon. Armando Bó, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks. And I hope everybody likes the show. Thanks.